Martin Luther King Day.
Bring her down a little.
Hey guys, it's Sabrina.
And Mom. And our co-host today is Melody.
And this is our special guest. My channel.
I was going to say, huh?
My channel. My channel. My channel. Okay, anyways.
You're being a goofball.
This is my channel.
You're being goofy.
This is my channel
sorry
now.
for the glare in my glasses, guys. It's the ring light.
Sabrina does not want to turn down the light. She likes the light like this.
You're backing up into my cozy cabin there.
Well, I like to sit. Ah! That's dangerous.
I got it.
We're good, guys.
It was just how the push pins fell. There we go.
That's real.
That gives us some more room. Okay. Now move your butt up a little bit. Sabrina, move your butt up a little bit.
I like sitting like this.
That's fine, but I don't want you hitting the cabin because it'll fall apart. Sorry, Jenny.
She just collapsed. She was like this. Like, here's Jenny, Mom.
What?
Like,
yeah.
Sorry, Jenny.
Okay.
You're not Jenny, though. You're Mary Ellen.
That's not Mary Ellen.
Melody.
Melody. From the 1960s.
Melody.
Melody's from the 1960s. She's from the civil... Okay. Stop moving her so much. Jeepers creepers. Let's put her poor girl. She might want her arms down.
We have to... No. Okay, there.
Thank you.
Do the video.
First, let's start with Melanie's outfit today. This is her
pretty daisy dress.
Her spring dress, I think it's called. I think the box is right there. I can look. Melody's Melody's Daisy outfit is what it's called. I think they kind of consider it like her Easter outfit. So, and I think it's adorbs. It's got the little Argyle socks, if you guys can see, and the shoes. I think they're kind of cool because they're like a neon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're not like, yeah.
Why do you have your hand?
Because I'm just holding her up so people can see.
Hold her like that.
And then it's got the bow in the back. I did a whole opening video on it, but it's really one of my favorite outfits of Melanie's.
On camera, I don't have an eye. I only have one. From what we're looking at now.
So, because Melanie is part of the civil rights, her books are about the civil rights movement and 1964. But I want to talk a little bit about, Sabrina, first of all, what do you know about the civil rights and Martin Luther King?
I learned in school that Martin Luther King, he was fighting because, like, how they explained it in school, like, there would be a water fountain for white people, and the black people couldn't use it. Right. And there was schools for only white people, and black people, like, they had to go to a different school. So Martin Luther King, he fought for, like, to get everyone to have equal rights, so it wasn't like, oh, there's only this fountain for this type of people.
Right. He did marches, and he tried to peacefully. He was trying to march peacefully, but bring attention. And unfortunately, a lot of it did happen in the South, in Alabama, and which I keep saying one day we need to go to the place that the bridge that they walked across.
Orlando?
No, in Alabama. Because it's not that far. But in the north, such as Detroit, where Melody is from.
It's like so bright on my face.
Her family was actually from Alabama, but they left Alabama because of it's called segregation. Segregation, meaning that, you know, the blacks only bathrooms, they sit in the back of the bus, all that. And so Melanie's family, her mom and her grandfather and grandmother and all of them, they moved to Detroit. And so Melanie's family is from Alabama, but they moved to Detroit because of what was going on. And in Detroit, there was a record label called Motown that got started there. And then by a gentleman called Berry Gordy. And so I thought I'd give you guys a little bit of history. I heard somebody say, think back to the 1950s, 1960s. It was a time of the Kennedys and Kings.
She's reading off of a paper.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm looking down because I'm reading off a paper. There's a really good YouTube the Obama's presidency, and they did a lot of things for high school kids about the civil rights and so on in music. And
that's whites.
Yeah, I know. Really what it was is a lot of
Nelson. That guy named Nelson, he went in jail for like 25 years.
Nelson Mandela.
Yeah, he was trying to fight too. Like
Right,
even
in
jail. Yeah, and even in jail he was doing stuff.
Right.
How do I know that? I read a book. The one book I actually read.
Well, thing is though, in that time during the civil rights, a lot of African American artists, musicians would write music, but they couldn't get their music played and they couldn't on the radio because they were African American. So their music would go to white artists, and white artists would sing their music. And so the white teenagers were listening to African American artists, but being sung by white artists. I should say African American music being sung by white artists. So this man in Detroit named Berry Gordy, he worked for Ford Motor Company. He made Ford cars on the assembly line. Ford cars. And he went and borrowed $800 from his family and started Motown Records. They call it Hitsville. He bought a house or rented a house. He bought a house and he turned it into Motown Records, with the label for African American artists. And he would sign the local talent. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to look at my. No.
I was gonna hold it up.
No. I got it. He would sign local talent, such as, for example, I was listening to Smokey Robinson, who was Smokey Robinson, and the Miracles was the name of their group. And a lot of these groups, what are you doing?
Playing the phone.
A lot of these groups would they lived right around the corner from each other, or they lived in the same neighborhood. So, for example, Smokey Robinson said that, he heard Aretha Franklin, I want to say, sing and play the piano before anybody did, because his best friend was her brother. But going back, basically, I'm sorry, guys. In 1960s,
Do you want me to hold up the book?
Here we go. In the 1960s, here we go. Motown became the symbol of black pride and black capitalism, that you can take a dream and make it a reality. In the mid-1960s, in the thick of the civil rights movement, there we go, Dr. Martin Luther King did go to Detroit, and he marched in the Freedom March, and he gave a speech. And Melody, in her book, her family goes to the Freedom March and gets to hear his speech. Also, which I found interesting when I was researching, was how Motown Records actually signed Dr. Martin Luther King to their label and recorded 3 of his albums at Motown. And so, of course, they were talking albums of him giving speeches about the civil rights movement. And let's see, it says here, Dr. King told Berry Gordy he told Berry Gordy that the sameness in all of us is a lot stronger than the difference in regard to turning the other cheek. Because Berry Gordy had talked to him about why he does what he does, even though people, was he afraid when they would go do their marches. But so basically, the Motown music became the music of the civil rights. And the interesting thing about that is the civil rights music, or the Motown music, or the music of the generation came from the church. And there's a big thing. I'm not even going to go into the whole thing about the church and the how it all got started. But people, which is interesting, such as when you look,
the slime smells good, so that's why I'm smelling it.
When you look at some of the music that's considered the civil rights music, and the artist who wrote that music and sang that music was a lot of the folk artists, a lot of the folk music, such as Peter, Paul, and Mary, Bob Dylan. For example, Bob Dylan, he wrote "Blowin' in the Wind," and that's a big civil rights song. And people like Sam Cooke, who wrote "A Change is Going to Come." This music inspired musicians of all race and, everybody. It just inspired everybody. And before they knew it, these songs started to hit the pop charts. And they weren't written for the pop charts. They were written as songs for marches. When they would march, these are songs that they would sing. Otis Redding. It says here in my notes, Bob Dylan, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, Respect. The song Respect was not meant to be a civil rights song. It was written as a love song. Pop music also influenced the movement, such as Marvin Gaye in 1970, 1971, with What's Going On, near the end of what is considered the civil rights era. Even if the era is over, the civil rights, even if the era is over, the civil rights movement era is over, we continue to fight for the civil rights. Guys, I don't know. I was taking notes. I was listening to these people talking. I was taking notes. But basically, the music of the civil rights movement rings true today even. If you have not...
That is very much true.
It is. It really is. And again, folk music, Bob Dylan, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On. If you have not heard that song, or just listen to the words, go back and look at some of these Motown singers from the civil rights era, from the 60s into the early 70s, even into like mid-70s.
Why did you cross that part out?
Because I wrote something, and here's what I wrote. It doesn't make any sense. It says, Marvin Gaye, What's Going On, was written near the end of what is considered the civil rights era. Even if the era is over, the civil rights continues all over the world. Wherever there is music, wherever there is a great music behind the movement, where you have those songs, it is a voice of determined people. Music can be an agent to get ideas out and inspire people. And that's what the Motown movement, that's what the Motown music did. And the connection between Motown and the civil rights movement, research it, look it up. There was so much information, you guys. I was really impressed. And Melody...
Let me stop you right there.
Okay.
What she just said was amazing. Continue.
Melody lived it. She was there. I know it's breaking.
I didn't break it earlier when I was talking and I wasn't saying anything. I did not break it. I did not break it.
No, the glue didn't work. This is my cozy.
Earlier when you were...
We were trying to make Kira's cozy cabin thingy. Leah's cozy cabin.
Earlier when you weren't looking, you were looking at that, I went like this. I was like, I broke it. I didn't break it. It's meant to be like that.
So I would suggest, guys, look up if you have never heard any of the Motown music, the Hitsville, Motown, folk singers, Berry Gordy, Dr. Martin Luther King, heard any of his speeches. Look them up. I think you'll find that the words that they spoke even then ring true today. And we're going to leave it at that. We're going to leave it at that because we don't want to get too, political and all that stuff. But anyways, guys, please enjoy. We hope you're having a great Martin Luther King Day.
Wait, before we go, we have to dance.
Oh, I was teaching Sabrina some dances from the 60s, such as the pony. we were learning how to do the swim. Yeah, I tried mashed potato, man. It was. That's another thing, guys. The dances.
She's doing a swim.
Maybe before the end of the month, we'll do a dance. I would love to have played some of the music, but I'm afraid of copyright. But anyways, guys, enjoy your evening. Enjoy your day. We hope you're all having a wonderful day.
Hope you're having an awesome day.
And as we always say, and even Melanie knows, we should always be kind to one another.
Yep.
Be kind to ourselves.
Yep.
Like, subscribe, and share. Bye, guys.
You get spotlight.